So I want to get real with you guys for a second here.
We conquer all our fears, living the dream with mud, sweat, and gears.
All right, it's been a while, hasn't it? It certainly has been. I've missed all you guys like crazy, and gals. I figured I'd owe you guys an update on what's going on. I haven't disappeared. I haven't gone AWOL or anything like that. I haven't given up. You know me. I don't believe in that. So I want to get real with you guys for a second here. The reason the season ended a little early, and we had to put the brakes on everything. Mrs. Mudd was diagnosed with cancer. So it's been a bit of a battle. I'll kind of give you a bit of the backstory here. So 2.5 years ago, she had a bit of a scare, basically along the same lines of what we're going through now. She had some thickening of her wall, so to speak. It's cervical, if anybody's wondering. It's cervical cancer that she's dealing with. So for anybody that's going through that, understands that, you know what I'm talking about, the thickness of the wall and everything like that. They allow so much millimeters or something like that, and then after that it becomes a concern. So that's what raised the red flags the first time. So basically she went for the testing. Everything came back that, hey, you're good, everything's good. So they put an IUD in. They said this should help shrink it down, blah, blah, blah. Even though there's nothing to worry about, they just wanted to thin out her walls a little bit. So 2 years later, fast forward, everything's going fine, and then all of a sudden she starts having a little bit of issues. So we went back to the doctors, and our family doctor, who I'm not quite happy with, but hey, you get some winners and you get some quacks. That's all I'm going to say. Let's just say that the family doctor took some samples, did some testing, and it came back that, yes, you've got it. We don't know what stage yet, but you've got it. I'm going to send it away for further testing. You're like, all right. So another week goes by, biting your nails, right? I mean, you never want to hear that word. And we get the phone call, and the results are back from the second test. So basically it came down to, you've got cancer, but it's really not that bad at all. Like, we caught it very, very early. So it kind of contradicts the first phone call a week prior saying, you've got it, we got to move on this now, basically. So now my Mrs. Mudd, my wife, is like pulling her hair out. I'm getting frustrated because I don't like seeing her like that. Nobody wants to see their loved one go through that. So then we get referred to a specialist. Well, for anybody that's living in the north, like I am, Northern Ontario, you know the healthcare up here is hit and miss. I mean, hey, I love it that it's free for the most part. Great. It's better than paying like my unfortunate neighbors to the south of us there. But at the same time, free isn't always the best either. That's for sure, as I'm sure all of you are aware. So we get referred to the specialist, and it was actually a quick phone call. We got referred very quickly, which again raised more red flags. How severe is this? So we went to the specialist. More samples were taken. They checked her out and everything. The specialist got back and said, you have a lot of abnormal precancerous cells. All right, so now we're back to, okay, they're precancerous. That's what she said. She said she wasn't 100% sure, because obviously that's what she's going by, her expertise, so to speak. I'm sorry, but when I met her, she looked like the age of my daughter. So I kind of have a hard time wrapping my head around, can we really trust your word here? I mean, yeah, you said you've done this operation that she wants to perform. I'll get to that next. 100 times, very successfully, but I can't take somebody that's like 21, 22 years old. I don't know how old she is. I never asked, but that's how young she looks. I can't take that person seriously in regards to a severity like cancer. I don't think any of us wants to have somebody that looks like they're fresh out of school giving us that advice. Unless you've seen the proven track record from them, it's a bit of a different situation, a different story, right? But with that said, it's like, okay, you know what? My wife's trusting her, Mrs. Mudd's believing in her. Let's just go with the flow. So she came back and said all those things, immediately booked her, not even 3 weeks later, for a LEEP procedure. So anybody that knows the cervical cancer world, you know what a LEEP procedure is. I'd like to sum it up as they basically go in, they take all the bad cells out that they can find, they put this dye inside, and it's supposed to basically make these things pop like Christmas tree lights. And they scrape it all out. It's a very painful procedure. It's just a day surgery, but it's painful. There can be a lot of bleeding involved because Mrs. Mudd already has underlying medical issues with blood disorder. She's had that since she was a child. She's got platelet issues and ITP and all that crap. So the surgery went okay for the most part. Afterwards, she had some complications. And then after she got back home, she had more complications with pretty much an ongoing infection that they can't figure out where the hell it's coming from. It's undetermined. She's been back to the doctors, I don't know how many times, hospital, follow-ups, phone calls. I've been pulling my hair out because I've been missing work, trying to support her the best that I can, trying to get the answers that she's looking for. Because, I mean, she's got enough on her mind right now, so I'm trying to ease that burden if I can. So that's the situation that we're going through right now at Mud, Sweat, and Gears. It's not that we've abandoned the channel, forgot about everybody. I did take the videos down temporarily. I just wanted to be left alone for that time. I did put them all back and everything. So moving forward, the channel's not dead. We're very much alive. As you can see, obviously, I mean, Christmas is approaching, so we're hoping for some good news. We're hoping for a phone call today. Today is the 17th, I believe, of November. So we're hoping for a phone call today, if not tomorrow, on results from our last trip down to get everything swabbed and checked out. And what pisses me off is it's been today is the start of the 4th week, actually, since her surgery. And they took all that stuff out and sent it for a biopsy, right? We have yet to hear the results from that biopsy. And the specialist even said that's a little odd, that's strange, because usually that's pretty quick. Something like that, you're trying to determine, is it actually precancerous? Or, no, you do have cancer, this is the stage that these cells are at. Because now my wife is kind of back and forth. She has that fear because the first results were undetermined over 2.5 years ago. They came back undetermined. That's when they were sent for another test before they were sent for the second additional testing, where it was all the precancerous and everything, right? Or sorry, no, that was the one prior to that. When everything was fine, when everything turned out fine. The first set of results was undetermined. So now she's got a fear in her head that because these ones are coming back undetermined, everything's coming back undetermined. The biopsy is undetermined from the swab that we took when we went down to, she figured out that she had an infection. So the infection is undetermined as to where and why it's happening, as well as what stage the cancer's at. And then you put on top of that the not knowing for 4 weeks now of the initial big, huge chunk that they took out of her body to sent and be analyzed. So now you've got this problem on top of more problems. So it's like, you have an infection, the antibiotics they gave her, they made her sicker than a dog. Like she powered through a good majority of them, but she couldn't finish taking them all. Like she was so sick, like absolutely sick. So that is where we're at. To sum it all up, I've been blabbing on for almost 10 minutes now, but you guys know me. I'm raw, real, I'm honest. I want to be as completely transparent as I can with you guys as to what's going on. I don't want you to think I forgot you and, leave the channel and things like that. That's not what we're about here. You guys do know that in the winter months, I don't ride. It's pretty quiet for me in the winter months, but I have added some playlists on the channel. So we're going to kind of, I guess you could say, broaden the horizon a little bit. So obviously you guys know spring, summer, and early fall, I'm out in the bush. Whether it's fishing, camping, you know, riding ATV, doesn't matter. Well, now that we're in the winter months, I thought about changing things up a little bit. It could be what we're doing right now. You know, this is real talk with Mudman. You know what I mean? This is raw and real. It could be a simple trip, daily life to Canadian Tire, Walmart. Maybe I'll take you guys on shopping trips. It could be something as simple as whipping up a recipe for you guys, cooking, doing a skit with maybe the Keyinator or something, or the Deeganator. Something to keep you guys entertained throughout the winter months. It could be ice fishing if the lake freezes. We've got snow. Very early this year, might I add. Very early. Considering last year we didn't have snow until, I want to say it was a couple days after Christmas. We had a green Christmas last year. But when the snow came, man, it came. It came, and it did not let up. This year, well, it's the 17th of November, and we've had snow on the ground for the last 3 days now, 4 days. So it's definitely came early, and it doesn't look like the temperatures are going to favor the plus side much to help with melting. So I think it's here to stay. I haven't even got my snow tires on yet. I've just been so preoccupied with everything, but that's what we're dealing with now. So you guys are going to basically, you might even, you know, get a little quick tour of my home here. I guess you could say, let's do that right now. You want to see what's going on. Let's do that right now. There's nothing wrong with that. There's our kitty cat. I'll show you guys the snow we're dealing with here. I mean, it ain't much. Welcome to Canada. It's Canadian weather. You know, that's what it's like. It's not much snow by any means. It's that real crusty, icy, hard snow. That's the only thing that sucks about it. Oh, look at that, eh? Of course, we're always watching Mud, Sweat, and Gears. I managed to put the tree up through all this chaos. Let's give you a tour of the Mudman, the basic Mudman place residence. This is kind of my little office slash guest room, I guess you could say. I mean, hey, whatever works. This is where all the magic happens. This is where I do all my editing. And then there's my favorite lake and favorite place to check out. Good old Lake Temagami. On a bit of a side note, I will let you know I do have some plans. Well, I did have plans in motion. Everything was supposed to work itself out before all this happened, I should say. So the ATV's gone and the ATV trailer is gone. And not because I've given up riding. That's not the case. I had a plan, and I still do have a plan come the spring. You just got to bear with me. We'll get through this, but I had a plan. I was actually going to get a new machine and a different trailer. Something a little bit on the bigger side, I think. Because, well, let's face it, the Deeganator's not getting any younger, and he's really wanting to start learning to ride. So we may have 2 machines on a trailer. So keep an eye out for that. We'll see what happens there. But well, let me know what you guys think. I mean, I really want your honest opinion. Do you want to see some videos throughout the winter? Anything and everything kind of videos. It could be, like I mentioned, it could be a shopping trip, something brewing in the kitchen. It could be a funny skit that we do. It could be, you know, me out there cursing and trying to put on my snow tires. I mean, who knows, right? It could be anything and everything. It could be me playing a game with one of the kids and getting my butt kicked. You know, it's raw and real life. It kind of fits the theme of Mud, Sweat, and Gears in the bush, but this is kind of daily life throughout these months. that we're basically not trapped inside, but I don't have a snowmobile. I've never had a snowmobile. I have no desire to buy a snowmobile, so really I don't have much to do in the winter, except I could walk across the street, go on the lake, drill a hole, do some ice fishing. I can take the kids to the many skating rinks around here. We'll play some hockey, things like that. There's not much for hills as far as taking the kids tobogganing. I mean, I live on a big ass hill. Usually when it gets pretty icy, I'll stand at the bottom, traffic control. I'll send them to the top and they go flying. They almost end up in the damn lake. So that's about the only hill that we got. But it's not exactly the safest. It's a road. But let me know your honest opinion. What do you guys think of that? Do you think that's something that you'd be interested in? Will it work for you? And I mean, if you want me to pass along wishes or anything to Mrs. Mudd, just drop a comment, let me know. Feel free to check out all the other playlists that I'm kind of breaking up. I'm still putting videos where they belong. I'm going through everything kind of when I can and when I have some time. I was lucky enough to be able to have some time right now to shoot this. Mrs. Mudd had to actually go into work for an hour or so to do payroll, and then she come back home and we got an appointment. So just trying to squeeze everything in a very short day. The days are getting shorter, which is no good. And on a side note, I want to ask, do I have any viewers, subscribers, anything from the East Coast? New Brunswick, Nova Scotia, Prince Edward Island, Newfoundland, anything like that? If you're watching from there, drop a comment. Let me know, because I'm curious. I have some questions for you. But there's the update. I thank you all for sticking around, not giving up on us. I keep watching the subscriber count. It's plus minus 2, 3 every day it seems, or every week. So I've been a little worried about that because we were growing so fast and so well. And I want to keep that momentum going. That's why I decided to try this winter theme out. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. And thank you for being part of the Mud Sweat and Gears family. We really appreciate it. I know the kids love you guys. I love you guys. Mrs. Mudd loves you guys. I mean, I love walking around my hometown here and getting recognized by people. And on a side note, I did meet the Trapper. Well, remember that. Remember I called him an asshole way back 2 years ago when I first started shooting videos. It was hearsay. I heard that he was an asshole and everything like that. I met him. All right, I met him down Roosevelt Road at Friday Lake with my dad. We went there just cruising around doing some bird hunting, and I met him. He is not an asshole. He's a very, very nice guy. So I apologize for that. That was misinformation that I was handed about him. He's not an asshole. Very, very down-to-earth person. So if you're watching, you're okay in my books. But you'll notice going forward with a lot of videos, things are going to change a little bit. The language is going to cut out. There's not going to be as much bitching, so to speak, complaining. I mean, you guys know me. I'm going to complain still. But it's going to be more educational. I'm going to make things fun for the most part. Interactive, educational, fun, motivational. That's what it's all about. I want you guys to get up here and experience this. That's what I want. At the end of the day, that's my goal. I just want you guys to get up here and experience it. And one final thing before I go and sign off. What do you guys think about Patreon account, subscription, something like that? Going live as kind of a perk maybe? I don't know. What kind of videos or things would you be interested in seeing that would be worth your time and, a couple bucks a month for a Patreon subscription? What do you think would work for something like that? What kind of content would you want to see? What kind of perks would you want? Let me know. Drop a comment. I'm curious. I'm not all about money or anything like that. All I care about is you watch my videos. That's all I ask for. Just watch my videos. But if I can do something a little above and beyond for you guys, that might be a little more special to paying subscribers, then I'll explore it for sure, and we'll see if we can make it happen. But it's got to be something that I'm going to be fully committed to, whether it's once a week, twice a week, weekends or weekdays. We'll figure it out and we'll go from there. But drop a comment, let me know. That's pretty much it. There's the update on why I've been AWOL. So there you have it, all in a nutshell. I don't think I can give you any more information than pretty much all that. So again, thank you for being a part of the Mud, Sweat, and Gears family. We love you all. And remember, until next time, ride safe, ride smart, look after one another, and we'll see you on the trails or on the lake. Thanks for watching.
Blood, sweat, and gears. Adventures tailored for the brave pioneers. Through grit and grind, we conquer all our fears. Living the dream with mud, sweat, and